In 2019, I was in university and I heard that all of the sports clubs were gonna go on this, what's called a sports tour, where you drive all the way to Croatia and you're gonna party there for a few days. So me and my friend end up joining the boxing club and then getting an invite to this trip, and we're hyping it up and everything. And then we hear in the group chat that since there's not enough people in our boxing group, we're gonna sit in the same coach as the cheerleaders. So for a 2-day long road trip, me and my horny friend are going to be in the same vehicle as a group of hot cheerleaders, and we are so excited. When the day arrives, I remember we walked onto the coach and I was actually feeling really nervous. I was like, you know, what do I say? Okay, I'll sit down, and then after a while I'll try and like turn back my head. Maybe I've got one of them on Snapchat, maybe I'll try to speak to them. And my friend, who was so much more confident than me, he walked straight on and he did something that I didn't even realize you could do. As soon as he walked onto the coach and all the girls are at the back, instead of, you know, quietly sitting down, he just went loudly, "Woo, cheerleaders!" And what did he say? Like, "Sports Tour 2019, and they all started like laughing and clapping. I was like, whoa, that was easy. Like, he's already got their attention. We start driving. We're going from Manchester all the way to Dover, which is like a 10-hour drive in this coach. And, you know, we're all like singing and laughing. We end up going to the back, sitting down next to them. I end up kissing one of the girls. I haven't got my dick sucked just yet, but I've got high hopes for the future. The girls are getting like sexual as fuck now. They're literally starting to sing this song where they're singing like, "Get your tits out for the lads." When another coach was driving past, or another vehicle was driving past us, these girls were encouraging each other to like lift up their tops and literally show their titties to the other, like, the people. And obviously we saw some as well. It's like, wow, this is crazy, bro. Me and you, we're gonna end up fucking all these girls, bro. This is gonna be sick. Hours and hours go by. Everyone's getting tired. We end up taking the ferry from Dover to like France or something, and we're literally going all through Europe, going towards Croatia. I remember even at one point I had one of the girls sleeping on my lap, like, you know, she was laid down, and honestly I needed to fart so fucking bad, so I was just holding it in. So the entire drive was like pretty uncomfortable. Not end up fucking them in the middle of the coach or anything, but you know, we've got high hopes for like we're all gonna go out and stuff. We get into this beautiful location, and it's really odd. At the front of this like whole resort, there's like a bunch of bouncers, like security guards, like big motherfuckers, right? And I just thought that was kind of weird. Like, why do they have them here in this kind of like university event? But I figured, oh yeah, it's to make sure the students are safe in case there's like some criminals or some shit come here. And okay, we're all hype. We're all gonna go out tonight. We're all gonna drink and everything. We get ready with us, the boxing crew. The boxing group has like a couple of girls as well. So me and my friend are saying, yeah, we'll probably end up fucking one of them and some of the cheerleaders. This is gonna be sick, bro. There's so many girls, you know, this is hype, can't wait, you know, it's awesome and everything. And we all go out and buy some alcohol, and a couple of sips of this vodka instantly just gives me a headache, and my head is pounding for the entire night that I'm not even having fun. And I start to say to everyone, guys, like, I'm probably just gonna go back to sleep early, and you know, tomorrow, like, okay, tomorrow will be like the day, right? On the way back, I end up actually just speaking to this girl and bringing her back to my place, but we don't even end up having sex. My head was banging, and she was like just drunk and stuff, so she ends up coming to mine, showering, she leaves a mess everywhere, and then basically she leaves in the morning. We don't do anything, right? So I'm like, I've been blue-balled, I had a headache yesterday, you know, I'm ready, this is the night, right? This is the night, we're really gonna make this night amazing. And the thought occurs to me to say, guys, I think we should get some MDMA, which is like this class A drug, it's like ecstasy. And we're all from like Manchester university students, of course. Like, you just text the guy, it's easy. Like, even in Croatia, it's like you'll find the guy who's selling it, right? So we end up speaking around and stuff. It's getting closer. Okay, we're all gonna go out tonight. Me and my friend are like, yeah, bro, we're gonna fuck so many girls. He had sex with a girl just yesterday, so I was like, oh, bro, that was sick. I want to do it as well, right? And I'm trying to like, okay, yeah, okay, I'll go get this. It'll be awesome. We'll all take some together. It'll be really funny and everything. I end up texting this guy, meeting him in the middle of like this nightclub, bank transferring him like 50 or 100 pounds and getting like 2 bags of MDMA, a class A drug. I'm in like this happy, carefree mood. And so I start offering it to people. Actually, I needed like cigarette papers. Like, one of my friends wanted to smoke. I don't smoke. But I was like asking people, do you have any like cigarette papers? And when they would say no, I'd be like, do you want some MDMA? And start handing it out to people. So I'm handing it here, we're on the beach, we're all laughing, it's funny. One of my friends like runs inside the sea, it's funny and everything, and then someone just taps me on my shoulder like this. I turn around and it's 2 serious looking guys, and they say, we've just been informed that you've been offering drugs to people. And it's like the music just stops. My heart starts going fast because it kind of clicks for me. Oh, hang on. I'm in a different country. This is a class A drug. Some countries have like death penalties for this shit. And also, we all came from a different country. These motherfuckers are probably gonna think I smuggled this in here, the fun just stops. They say to me, you offered it to someone who works at the student union and they came to us and we have to follow a protocol. Is that true? They asked me, like, do you have the drugs? And I said, yeah. And they're like, they look to each other and they're actually kind of like sad. I can tell, oh shit, this is serious. Like, I'm gonna get into some serious trouble. And they say, okay, we've got one more person coming up who works with us. We'll figure out. So I'm stood there. My friends are still laughing on the beach. They don't really know. They think I'm just like talking to these people, whatever. And then this woman comes, like this fat woman comes. And then she starts telling me about the rules and stuff. And it's a serious thing. Even though we're all from Manchester where it's common, this is a different country and they have to inform the police here. And I start thinking, holy fuck. One by one, my friends are coming up and they're like, oh, well, you know what's going on? You know, they're trying to fist bump these guys, but they don't realize that they work for the university. And then they start telling my friends what's happening, or I tell them, like, guys, I'm in trouble. They're gonna call the police. I had the MDMA and stuff. One girl literally shouts, no! Like, she realizes how serious this is. My friend's like laughing. What a dickhead, right? My friend's like laughing a little bit. Oh, you're fucked, bro. He's just carefree, right? This girl's literally starts crying her eyes out, holding on to me, saying like, no, don't go with them and everything. It's like, she realizes how serious this is. I'm like, oh fuck. And I start panicking. My leg is literally shaking. And I get this idea. I say to them, wait, okay, what if I get it? I'll empty it out. I'll put it into the bin. And then, you know, if like no one can get it, I'll literally empty it out. And then if you go and get me like a bin bag, I'll go across the beach and I'll go pick up. I won't even party. I'll just go pick up all the rubbish and stuff. And we can just like forget it's ever happened. And the two guys look to each other and say like, fuck it, go on. Like they basically say, yeah, fair enough. And my shoulders relax. And I'm like, oh, sweet. Crisis averted. The fat woman says, no. We have to follow the protocol. And the two guys kind of like sheepishly say like, oh, okay, fair enough. One of the guys literally looks at me so, honestly, he was sadder than me and he went, oh, I'm really sorry, man. You seem like a decent guy, but we do have to. Shit's getting real. They start saying to me, okay, you've got to come with us. The girls, like the girl from boxing, she's still like shouting and stuff. They say to me, listen, your friends are going to get in trouble if they don't relax right now as well. So I tell her, go on, you guys just stay here. And we start walking back towards like the resort we're staying in, where they're telling me, okay, you got to go speak to this guy and we'll deal with it in the appropriate way. On the way back, I remember I've got 2 bags of this fucking thing, right? One is half empty. So I'm thinking, I know that there's like a law that if you have a certain amount, that's when it's way more serious. So I'm thinking, okay, if I just show them the empty half bag, then, you know, that would be like better than having 1.5, right? So I think, okay, in my pocket there's the 2. I'm just gonna hope that I pick out the right one. I'm just gonna drop it on the floor. I reach into my pocket, grab it, just take my hand out of my pocket. The moment I do that, this motherfucker turns around and he goes, oh yeah, I'll take that from you. Takes the full bag. So I've still got the half on me right now. I'm like, what the fuck? But they don't realize I've still got half on me as well. But they take me inside next to these big fucking bouncers, these big fucking skinhead, massive guys. Like 4 of them stood next to me. This is scary as fuck. They sit me down. The first thing they do is get a scissor and they cut off like my wristband, which is like the entry for the resort, the clubs and everything, which basically means, okay, my trip here is just done, which is really fucking sad. It took us 2 days to get here. I had a headache the first night. I didn't even fuck a girl my friend did. I'm missing out, you know what I mean? And I'm literally there and they're saying to me, listen, we're gonna go wake up Mike. He'll come up, he'll tell you what to do. And I'm saying like, but you know, you don't have to call the police. It's like, listen, we'll speak to Mike, but we probably do have to. Sorry, man. And they just sit me down next to these guys, just like looking at me weird. Like all these fucking, like literally 4 guys stood around me, right? And I've got to wait for Mike. It's like 4 or 5 a.m. at this point. Mike turns up. He's like a sleepy Asian guy. He's, you know, he's rubbing out his eyes. He sits down next to me. He's like, right, okay, so what's happened? And I went, yeah, they caught me with MD. I've just like confessed my crime. Yeah, they caught me with MD. He's like, oh man. And he's like, you do realize that's really serious? And I went, yeah, but you know, I didn't really harm anyone. You could just let me off with like a warning. You don't have to call the police. And he went, did you bring it here? And I went, no, like I bought it from someone. And he's like, okay, who did you buy it from? What's the, like, you know, what did they look like? So I basically lie because I didn't want to get that guy, like the dealer I bought from, in trouble. So I lie. It's like, yeah, you know, it's like he looked like this, and I think he had this, and I think he, like, I'm just making up sheer lies. And then he says, listen, okay, you sound like a decent guy, but we do have to tell the police. But it probably won't be that serious, but we do have to. But what we'll do is, it's like 5 a.m. You haven't slept or anything. You go to bed right now. We'll wake you up at 12 o'clock. We'll sit back here and then we will just figure it out together. So I start thinking like, fuck me, right? And so something just clicks for me. He goes away, or, you know, he sends me off to my room. They're gonna wake me up at 12. I go into my bed. I set an alarm for 9 a.m. I wake up, it's 9 a.m. I'm so groggy, my head hurts, whatever. I pack all my shit. My friends just come in, like he's like half asleep. He's got a girl next to him as well. They're finding it funny. I'm like, bro, I'm dipping out. He's like, what? I went, bro, I'm dipping out. They're gonna call the police. I'm leaving. But he's like, but they've got our passports, don't they? Like to get into this place, we had to like check in our passport. And I was like, oh fuck yeah, shit. I'll figure it out. So I pack all my shit. I go at the front of this resort. I go to the front desk and I say, good morning. Mike said I need my passport. And the guy just goes, oh, okay. Passes me my passport. And I go to him and I say, okay, can you call me a taxi to the airport, please? And he's like, oh, you're leaving? And I went, yeah, you know, my mother's really sick. And he goes, okay, well, we'll call it for you right now. 10, 15 minutes wait. And this taxi arrives. The guy at the front desk tells me your taxi's here. I get the fuck in that taxi. Inside of the taxi, honestly, I started to get such mad anxiety. I was like, wait, no one really even knows I'm in here. We started to drive in the middle of fucking nowhere. Imagine it's just like almost like a desert. I swear to God, it was so weird. Like the middle of nowhere. And I'm thinking like, wait, if this guy, like this taxi driver tries to like kidnap me or some shit, I'm like, fuck, I'm so anxious. I'm literally thinking like, you know, I'm on the phone to like people telling them like, okay, this is my location, you know, in case anything happens. I'm so anxious. It's like the come down from like drugs. We get to the airport. I don't even know how to like buy a ticket. I've never like traveled by myself before. I'm like looking online, how do you buy a ticket? It's not working. I end up finding a website that will take me to back home to Manchester on the flight. I buy the ticket. It takes the money out of my account. It doesn't give me a fucking ticket. It's so weird. I'm like, literally, what the fuck? The money's gone and everything. Luckily, I still had more money and I was like, wait, I've just lost like so much. I'll try and get a refund. Going up to this lady behind like the desk and saying like, I don't know how to buy a ticket. Like, do you know how I can get to Manchester? And she like sits me down and she's like, okay, let's see. Like, oh yeah, like we've got a flight going to Manchester in like 2 hours and you can go. It's £400. And I'm like, okay, let's get it. She helps me. She's like so sweet and everything. She tells me, okay, like your luggage will be sent all the way there, so you don't have to do anything else. You get this flight from here, then the next flight, then the next flight, 3 flights back home. You'll be back home by tonight. So whilst I'm waiting for like the security to open up, I'm so anxious at like the front of the airport thinking like a group of police are gonna come in and capture me or some shit. And I end up just going through the first like kind of doors, and then in security, I'm even thinking, wait, what if I've got like that bag somewhere else? Like where the fuck did that bag go? I'm like, oh shit, I'm literally in line right now thinking, where did that half bag go? Did I fucking pack it somewhere? I'm pretty sure I like checked this morning. Didn't I give it to my friend? Fuck me. And I'm like, if they see it, that's fucked. Nothing happens. They don't see it. I don't know where it is. Maybe I left it behind. I don't know. But I go through security. I end up just like entering this airport. Just as like out of nowhere, the sun comes up and hits me through the glass so well that I kind of instantly relax. I end up like sitting in this like Cafe Nero having like a sandwich and a coffee, like slowly like kind of relaxing, thinking, oh, I'm safe now. I put in some music. I get the first flight from this part, like Zagreb, to somewhere else in Croatia. Like I had to go to the main part of Croatia first, then another flight from this part of Croatia to Germany, then another flight from Germany to Manchester. By the time I land in Manchester with like peaceful music in my ears, I'm actually having like a pretty good time. I'm like, you know, regulating. I'm like, wow, that was such a scary moment, but that's a story I'm going to tell for years. I went through so much, you know, I'm in the Uber back to my apartment now, thinking like, what a stressful moment. Holy shit, that's such a good story. I'm taking the elevator up to my apartment, just about to walk into my apartment now. I'm like, holy shit, that was insane. I walk into my apartment, into my bedroom, and I stop. And this was the most painful, the worst part of this entire thing. When I open my bedroom door, there she is. My girlfriend. The moment I see her, this feeling of like fun and adventurous and, you know, like bravery, it all just disappears, and I just enter back into the state that I was in before this trip, where I was just so deeply unhappy in this relationship. I was with a girl who I was not happy with, who I was quite inauthentic with. It was a toxic relationship. The moment I walked through that door and I saw her there waiting for me, I realized that I would have rather like been arrested in Croatia than be here right now. That's how bad being in like a negative, toxic relationship is. I remember around this time, I think right at this moment I walked in, I felt like at some point I was going to tell this story. This was before YouTube. Seeing this girl, no offense to her, but you know, just being in this relationship was worse than all of the stress that I had just been through.